Hello and welcome to another episode of Literary Gladiators, the show where we discuss and debate literature in all of its forms. If it's written work, it's game. Let's meet the panel.
Hi, I'm Larry.
I'm Breanna.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Josh. Today we're going to be going over a work from one of my favorite confessional poets, Anne Sexton, and the work In Celebration of My Uterus. Not mine because I don't have one, but that's the name of the poem.
Oh boy. I read this and I was like, what the heck did I just read?
Let's begin with a line that Charlie was contemplating. Why begin with the line, everyone in me is a bird?
Everyone's all wacky in this. Okay, so for those of you that read it or going to read it or have no idea what it is, I figured everyone in me is a bird. I am beating all my wings. They wanted to cut you out. Right there, I'm thinking birth, especially a newborn baby is being born, and they're saying they wanted to cut you out, but they will not. They said you were immeasurably empty, but you were not. So I'm thinking now, these are doctors saying to whoever this woman is, I'm assuming, we'll go with Anne Sexton, who her baby is dying, and it's like, no, the doctors are saying, Miss Sexton, this child doesn't have a chance. We need to. I see it as she's being positive, saying, no, there is hope for this kid, because the reason, going back to the bird, is when the bird hatches from the egg and it just flies out and goes, Mama, Mama. I can be mature, but that's the only connection I made, and I even think that's a kind of a weak connection. But
I just saw the bird. I saw it in a little bit of a different way. The fact that the bird, the flapping its wings, that means the birds are active, and that everyone is active in saying what they want to say about a specific individual.
Right.
But it's only building them up. It's it's crucial in building an impression of who the person really is. There are some things that people are going to say that directly help them.
Yeah.
There's other things that are going to be critical, but one can respond in a particular fashion that is making that into a positive, turning a negative into a positive.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would say that to me, that the line is kind of it invokes in me like a feeling of anticipation, like you might say like butterflies in your stomach. To me, that's kind of like, it's more like, to me it was kind of like just trying to describe an emotion of excitement.
What would you be excited about? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I've only read this once, and I'm not sure what it's about.
I read it twice, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's a difficult one.
It's a feminist piece. You know, for those of you that don't know, it is a feminist piece.
In Celebration of My Uterus, actually, it takes off a specific, it takes off quite a familiar tone. Next thing I wanted to bring up was, did you get vibes of Walt Whitman's Song of Myself and his other ecstatic poems through this?
Perhaps a bit toward the end, when she is describing all of the different people.
Because Walt Whitman, he celebrates his opportunity of being human and being him. Anne Sexton goes on to the point that she's celebrating her womanhood and the fact that women should feel proud about themselves, no matter how positive or negative their circumstance may be. It could they can either be successful as a cellist in Russia, or they can have a more quote-unquote traditional role.
You're probably all going to think I'm crazy, but if you read Howl by Allen Ginsberg, it's a big rant, and there's a part in this work many women are singing together of this. One is in a shoe factory cursing the machine. One is at the aquarium tending a seal. One is dull at the. One is this. One is that. That is when a line, when a certain amount of line begin, like it's called anaphora. I'm thinking it's more of a rant, and that's what Allen Ginsberg Howell was, a rant, and all these different things that were happening.
It could be a rant, but it could also be something that's building up excitement, or
Yeah.
building up. It's the start of a rally in
Yeah.
that particular way.
One is
When you
wiping
mention everybody.
there's something in here that, if you're, I'm not going to say it out loud, but you can probably get it.
They're
One
wiping the rear end
of a child, yeah. So it is a little tasteful, I guess you could say.
But she's trying to make a point by saying
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
Because it's a traditional role that women had, but at the same time, women should be, it's proper feminism. They're going their own path,
Yes.
and they should have the same amount of support, just like any human being. It's a human right.
Women want to do more, and in the early 60s, late, and I probably said this in other episodes, back then, the role of the woman was defined as you cook the dinner, you have it for me at 6:30 p.m., or, and you tend the kids, you tend the house, you make sure the kids do their homework, you make sure Billy's not blowing spitballs in school, and then the husband, he does all the labor. He goes out to the office, he goes out and has a drink with the guys. The woman never left the house, only for church on Sundays. But now it's, I've said something like that in the past, I'm sure. Now it's, women are getting out, they're having their women's rights movement, early 60s. When was this written, 61, 62?
I think it was released in '69.
Women's rights.
Do you have a remark about this idea, Bree?
Yeah, I agree that she's talking about that all women should celebrate their femininity. Like, that's, I think, the point of having a uterus. She's talking about this is what we should be celebrating.
Great.
And this is sort of like a rant, but I think she's getting more impassioned as she goes along. Like, I could see her saying it out loud.
Just to name all the different, because there are some people that are not going to make dramatic strides toward their dreams, but it's the fact that they're appreciated for what they do and who they are is what she's trying to get at.
If you think about the celebration of a uterus, it's just, in a way, it's kind of a celebration of everybody, because everybody comes from a uterus, where it's the birthplace of life. So, to me, when she's talking about cutting, they want me to cut you out. I think that she's actually talking about the uterus symbolically, they say that humanity is empty. Humanity has no purpose or future. But in fact, she celebrates humanity still, because it is, pretty great to be alive.
Why do you believe it is necessary to mention every kind of woman in this poem, whether straying into new territory or performing more traditional duties?
Because they're all worthy of celebration.
Yeah.
They all have a uterus.
I brought that up, or I had mentioned that, and I'll stick to the fact that all people are grateful of appreciation for what they do, and in this case, it's a concentration on women who, during this period of time, were still dealing with underappreciation, which no living being should have to endure.
If anything, if at this point women were starting to, come out a little bit more, and if they would get a job, it would be at a laundromat, it would be classic secretary. Click, 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 click on the keyboard, on the typewriter. That's basically what they would get. That was their employment.
Already, is there any final thoughts or
Yes.
points that they wanted to make about?
Yeah, going back to the original question, now, after this discussion, I'm thinking more and more, and it's like everybody within me is a bird. Perhaps she is writing it from the perspective of the uterus, so that everyone within the uterus is a bird that is, you know, that comes out and flies, and that
At birth?
well, not at birth, but in life, upon leaving.
It's like the freedom.
Yeah, like the freedom, like, and then that's why she goes on to describe all those other people, perhaps,
And it's like
because
that
she's talking
thing-
about how they
okay.
all flew in different directions.
That makes sense.
Right.
And
And I
that's
like,
really
I,
have a good,
yeah,
it's a very good way to view.
she mentions different parts of the world: Arizona, Russia, Egypt, and I think there's another one.
Thailand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and Wyoming.
I see, the term sweet weight, did anybody notice that?
Yeah.
So she's carrying something, but
She
it's
mentions
something
it.
significant.
Yeah, to me,
Yeah.
that would be like pregnancy, is what I took from that.
That would be, that would probably be the most logical.
Yeah. And I would also, from that, from sweet weight, I also get, when she says, hello to the soil of the fields, welcome roots, right there, I think fertility, and it's almost, it's like that time of year to have a kid. I think, if I'm not mistaken, most people want to have a baby in the spring or in the summer, and they're born later on. I don't know. I was born in September. My dad was born in January. A lot of, you know, that's just two people, but still, I'm guessing it's that time of year for discussing soil, or Aunt Sexton is discussing.
It would be spring, and
Yeah.
spring is very much connected to
Fertility.
birth.
Yes.
Throughout literature, spring has always been the season.
I may stutter a little bit, but I get my point across.
Eventually, yeah, I would agree with that.
Ready. This is also one of Anne Sexton's more optimistic poems. Her work was very much confessional. This is quite a topic to bring about. Very honest and open. So it really, it still captures the person that she is. Unfortunate that she committed suicide in 1974, which was a little bit after she wrote this.
This was in '69. That would be about 5 years.
But if you're interested in some good poetry, buy this. I got this off of Amazon. Whether you get it from Amazon, from Barnes & Noble, or from wherever you find it, The Complete Poems of Anne Sexton. This has everything she has written. They're one of my favorite poems. You can find on my blog, Caponomics. I've written about it, The Starry Night, which has to do with her response to Van Gogh's notable painting. And in addition, she's written a poem called The Abortion, which that is a touchy topic unto itself. She's even written poems that were named for certain dates. But definitely going to dig into some more, and I think that you should definitely check out her work as well. I think it's worth reading the complete work, and you can decide what you believe is your favorite.
I concur.
Hope you join us back.
Meeting adjourned?
Yep, but before we adjourn the meeting, I just want to wish everybody the best, and I hope you join us back next time. Until then, keep reading.